I don't care how. I don't think it's. I think it's like crude to talk about that. I don't know why people these days like talk about that. I would never ask a guy that.
Because it's extremely important when it comes to dating.
I think
when you're doing partner selection.
When it's whether you've been with one person or 100 people, I think that's very private. I would never ask somebody that. If somebody talked about that, no matter what the number was, if they were like proud of it or whatever, I don't think I would talk to them because they're talking about it. I think it's private.
If a man had been prosecuted multiple times for domestic abuse, would you consider that to be something which was pertinent for you to know?
Yes.
How come? It doesn't mean that he's going to domestic. Hang on. It doesn't mean that he's going to domestically abuse you. Why do you feel like it's pertinent for you to know that information?
Because it's like informed consent. Like I need to know that that's a potential risk in my relationship.
Right. So because it's throwing out red flags for risk, right? Why would body count be any different than that?
Because are you talking about risk as far as STD? Because there could be
not just STDs, but there's all sorts of other risks which come with it. For instance, if two virgins get married, the chances that they'll stay married are really, really, really good. Really good. And when it comes to women who are highly promiscuous, who have more than 20 partners, the chances that they're going to stay with their significant other, really, really, really bad. So the thing is that as we look at the details here, we're using risk assessment models, right? We're trying to assess risk for the same reason that you would want it disclosed to you if a man had been charged and is guilty of domestic abuse, even though that does not prove that he would abuse you. Why would that then be wrong for a man to want to know the body count of a woman to assess his own risk?
I just don't think I think it's like very lewd to talk about. I don't like it. I don't think it's...
Yeah, I think that talking about domestic abuse is pretty lewd too, but that would be something that you would want to know about, isn't it?
It would be, yeah, but it's just like that goes into things like, like asking about maybe like, I don't know. It's just kind of like private. Like some things are private. Like I think your body's private, and if you have an OnlyFans, that's pertinent, but I don't know.
They pick and choose because they know men care about that. The things men care about, they're going to hide them from you. Just letting you know. So if that's the case, then they shouldn't care about a man's job. They shouldn't care about how much how much money a man makes. The only issue is they don't care about men's preferences. They would rather men accept them the way they are. So if she has been in the streets with 1,000 guys, she wants to just accept her the way she is because she has changed and she's an angel now.
I'd like to get back to this convo. It was very interesting. I appreciated you bringing that up. So as we kind of dive into this, I understand what you're saying, that having conversations which are uncomfortable are uncomfortable. And I can understand why a woman would want to conceal this information because it's very uncomfortable to talk about this information. But I don't know how you could make a case that it wouldn't be pertinent for a man to be informed about the body count of the woman that he wants to date long term. Why would that not be pertinent information for him to know?
Well, I guess it would really depend on what the man's values are and what he considers pertinent information.
His values are he just wants to hump chicks who have a low body count. That's his only value.
Okay, well, a man like that.
Why would that preference in any way be bad in any way?
It's not bad. It's just like I feel like these young, like it's just something that younger people talk about. Like they just talk about it. Like they're like, oh, this is my body count. It's just new. Like people didn't do that when I was growing up. So
yeah, they did.
It's just
they did.
I don't remember that happening.
Yes, they did. Here's the thing. You're growing up around the same time that I was growing up. And the thing is that we talked about sex all the time.
Yeah.
We talked about which chicks were hoes. We talked about which chicks weren't hoes. You talked about which men were playboys. You talked about which men weren't playboys. This cope of, well, when I was younger, like you're ancient, like you lived 75 years ago, like you lived 100 years ago, like you lived during the Civil War era 200 years ago. It's all pure cope, right? You were growing up, what, at the latest in the 90s? You think we weren't talking about sex in the 90s?
I didn't say not talking about the sex. Hang on.
That is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. All we talked about in the 90s was sex.
Yes, but I said like I don't remember the specific thing about like talking about like a body count, like that being a phrase.
Of course
Of course, you don't remember because you don't like men's preferences. You don't like the things men care about that may make you disqualified. Because guess what? If women start saying they want, which they say, when women say they want millionaires, do you think I go to their comment section and complain, oh my God, women want millionaires? All I say is they want millionaires, but are they going to get them? So the best thing to say right now is, okay, men want women with low body counts, but where are they going to get them from? That would be a better argument.
You did. Of course you did.
And
What
I
do
was
you
in a
think
relationship from 18
what does
to
hoe
30,
mean?
so.
What does hoe? She's a hoe. What does that mean?
Yeah,
Does
but you're
that mean
not
she has a
attaching-
really low body count, or?
Yeah, but you're not, it's just a different verbiage, I guess.
Yeah, but it's saying the same exact thing. You're saying that chick has slept with way more dudes than I'm comfortable with. You're saying the same exact thing, right?
Yeah, but you kind of just like know that about like people in the neighborhood or whatever. You don't like write it down on an application, like your number, like your last name, like your social security number. That's what I'm talking about. It's just kind of weird.
So your objection is that people are more precise with it? So they're like, instead of you just slandering me with a generalization, you want to actually know the details of it so that I can give a possible defense of myself? That seems to me to be absurd, right? That seems counterintuitive. That like the precision of it is the objection, not the fact that you did indeed used to talk about it all the time. And let's be real. You and your girlfriends in the 90s, you talked about the promiscuous girls on the block, and you
Yeah.
talked about the playboys who were around. Let's not kid ourselves.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
Here's my advice to women. For the women who don't like that men want women who have low body counts, women who are not for the streets, women who are not hard girl summer kind of women, here's the best thing I can tell you. If you want it to change, if you want men to start accepting women who are for the streets, quote unquote, you have to start accepting dating average broke men. It's that simple. That will level the playing field. The moment women wake up one morning and they're like, guys, we are sorry for demanding you guys to make six figures. We are sorry for demanding you guys to pay $500 dinner first dates, even if we ghost you after that. We are sorry. We are ready to date average guys. Can you stop caring about body counts? Most guys will line up. You know why? Because a man will never really know a woman's true body count anyway, right? But the thing is, men look at it like, if you're going to have all these standards, I guess I might as well have my standards too.
yeah. It wasn't like, oh, did you hear John has slept with exactly 17 and a half people or something like that? Like, it was just weird.
Yeah, no, it's just implied. So, I mean, it's just like, it's just, for some reason, for you, going around the edges of the thing is more important than the thing itself. It's like, okay, so John has slept with a lot of chicks. We understand that,
Yeah.
right? Your
Yeah.
only objection is the precision with how many chicks he slept with. That seems totally counterintuitive to me. It seems like that would be the information you would want to know more than the generalization.
Well,
right?
to me, it's kind of like saying, okay, John has slept with 17 and a half people. And that's like saying, like, okay, John has a big dick.
How do you sleep with a half a person? Like that? I mean, I
don't know.
If
they're
I'm just saying it's weird for a number, but I'm just saying.
Are we at a magic show?
Saying like, that's the difference between saying John slept with a lot of people, or we know he's a hoe, and the exact number, versus like John has a big dick, and then like going into detail, like describing specific things about it. I guess that's my court, like, you know, you could just do one thing. You don't need to like go into
people have very specific
minutia about it.
Well, they have very specific preferences about the things that they want. And in modernity, because there's such a small pool which fits the preferences of so many people, I think they just don't want to waste time. And so they're like, can we just get to the nitty gritty? And instead of us using kind of the generalizations and innuendo and the slander and this and that, they're just up front, right? They're just like, look, lady, how many dudes have you fucked, right? And what they want to know from that, the information that they want to know from that is, are you going to be a good partner for me, or are you not going to be a good partner for me? It just seems like a great way to just not beat around the bush and not bullshit, right?
Would you not agree that there are many other factors that play into what defines a good partner or not?
Absolutely. I would say that
Yeah.
that the scope of what we're talking about here is so broad. We're taking into account billions of people's individual preferences and this type of thing. But I'm going to caveat this with there are general truths that seem to trend across the board for men and women when it comes to preferences. I'll give you a really basic one. Women tend to like men who are taller than them.
Fact.
In fact, let's just get a show of hands right here. How many women right here at this table prefer that their men are taller than them?
All of them.
All of them.
You see that? They have preferences. And mind you, Mr. Boogie over here cannot change his height. I could maybe change the fact that I'm bald. I could go to Turkey or something, but even then, it would be engineered. It wouldn't be natural, right? So I can't change my height, but they want me to be tall. But all men are asking for, just don't be for the streets. Don't be busting it up. Don't bust it wide open for everybody. That's all men are asking for. And they want men to not have any preferences. Because the things men ask for is really simple. Don't be for the streets. Make me a sandwich, and don't nag me. And I don't know, let me clap them cheeks. Don't use it against me and try to, take the trash out. Oh, I want to give you some cheeks. That's all men ask for. Nothing crazy.
Right? Every single one of them, including you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now we have kind of these universals which go in too. Now, if you were to insert men into every seat that you're in right now, and I said, how many of you would prefer that your women had slept with less than 3 men? How many of them do you think would raise their hand?
Okay, yeah, I
All
totally,
of them.
I totally
Hang
see
on,
that.
hang on. Answer the question first,
All
and
of
then give me
them.
the qualifier.
All of them,
All of them.
100%.
All of them. All of them. So we
Yeah,
have some
I get
universals
that.
here, right? We have some universals.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yes, doesn't make
So it's
any
like,
preferences. That's all.
yeah, so I want to address the point specifically, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I think that's it. I don't have anything else to say about it.
Oh, okay.
You said it was crude though to like.
Yeah,
So if
yeah,
a
do
guy
you know
were
what
to
I
ask you
mean?
that on the first date, would that be?
Yeah, that's like, I wouldn't ask him to see his bank statement or like, I think there's
You'd
so
ask him
many.
his job.
Yeah, I guess I would. That's normal conversation. But for me, what's more important is like political values, family values, like that. For me, like I was in a 2-year relationship. We broke up because we ended up like it was during a certain period of time
So,
recently.
but what would actually be wrong if this was a deal breaker for a guy and this would conceivably save him and you time? What would
if that's
actually
a
be?
if that's a deal breaker for him, then he should for sure proceed with the question and then.
Now the question
what I
is
mean?
though, would it be a deal breaker for you that he even asked it?
Well, that's what I was kind of trying to say is like even not asking, but people are just I've seen people like post like just like about their body count or talk about it and in a not dating situation, like just in a public situation. And I just think that's kind of like, yeah, I don't think I would be inclined to want to talk to somebody who thought that was like a neat topic to like talk about. It's kind of private.
No.
I think I understand the social taboo nature of the thing that you're kind of appealing to here, but I think, I think that men, the more men I talk to, I get this kind of belief more reinforced. I think that if a woman, let's say she had a really high body count, if she sat down on her first date with a man and she said, look, I fucked a lot of things up in my life, including the fact that I slept with way more dudes than I should have, right? And I'm not going to do this anymore. And I'm going to be a good wife for the man who I end up marrying. Mm-hmm. And I fucked this all up, okay? I think that men would have 20 times more respect for those women.
I agree.
The ones who go, none of your business, it's not your concern, and they beat around the edges and this and that. I think if they were just direct and said, look, I fucked it all up, but I'm ready to unfuck it all. I think most men would be like, all right.
I agree. I honestly agree with all the talk of men saying they want low body count and they want virgins. If women would be honest, just like if a man would be honest from the front, hey, listen, I'm not going to buy you expensive gifts. I'm not going to take you to trips every single year. I'm not going to, I don't have lots of money. Some women may respect that. then the woman can say, okay, you're known for me. I want a man who's a provider. Or, I'm not just looking for a man who has money. The same thing would happen. Men would actually appreciate women who could be honest. A man would literally pick a woman who has been for the streets with 1,000 guys, who's honest and willing to change, quote unquote change, over a woman who hasn't been for the streets, but she's going to be nagging and, she can't even make a sandwich. I think most men would go where the peace is, even if she has been for the streets, even if he knows some of his friends, had something to do with her. They would go over that side. That's why you've seen some guys who actually get married to former sex workers, former strippers. They know what she used to do, but for some reason they think she has a peace of mind. So that's why some guys go that way. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying men's minds, we are wired for easy peace of mind. That's it.
Oh, no, I totally agree. I mean, I can't disagree with that statement. I think that's totally true. I think people can change a lot. I've certainly changed a lot from like 18 to now.
Thank you, Josh. Go ahead.
Okay.
Continue.
I got with
But do you know why? Do you know why men would respond better to that? Do you know why that is?
Yeah, because it's honesty and
No,
honest.
it's not because it's honesty. It's
Accountability.
because it's a sign of accountability.
Oh, there
And
you
it's
go.
It's a sign of accountability. It's a sign of you saying, I can recognize when I make horrible mistakes and I can correct them so that those mistakes never happen again. And it's so rare for men, at least the ones that I've talked to actually run into women who take accountability for anything. And that, I think, is why you would earn this really key note of respect. You would actually earn respect with the honesty rather than I have to find out later and all this bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't think it's something that you shouldn't talk about in a relationship. I just the like bluntness of it, I guess, right away is just kind of.
I think I know what you're saying. Like,
You
I
know
think
what I
when you
mean?
go on a date, like, I like can go on like countless dates, but like never it occurred to me like a guy would be like, oh yeah, by the way, what's your body count? Like, there's
Yeah,
a
that's, like, I just
conversation
don't
where there's
remember
going to be
that.
like, what is your dating history or
Right,
like background look
right,
like? It's not going to be
right.
bluntly like,
Yeah.
how many people have you fucked?
Yeah, I don't like
Wow,
that. I just don't like.
So you never sat down on a date and asked, well, how much money do you make? What do you
I've
do
never
for a
asked
living?
that.
I feel like that goes in like,
Yeah,
well,
but y'all ask for jobs. And you know what women these days do? They don't ask you for how much money you make. Once you tell her what type of job you do, the moment she goes to the bathroom or at the end of the date, in fact, most of them already do this homework before they even go to the date. They know what type of job fields pay what. If you're a manager, if you're an engineer, they already know. They look online. So once you tell her you're an engineer or you're a plumber, she will quickly go to the bathroom, put in their phone. What do plumbers make? Sometimes they already know before they come on a date. So you tell her you're a plumber, she knows how much plumbers make. You try to make a second date, she ghosts you, there you go. So they do their homework.
No, you might beat around the bush, but what you're asking is how much money do you make? When you ask, what is your career? What is your career trajectory? What are the things
Yeah.
what are your goals? What are your aspirations? You're asking the question of what is the monetary value that you are bringing to the table?
Fact.
Because that's within the line of your preference, and I think that that's fine. But then to say, well, to men, they can't also move towards their preference and be like, well, how many dudes have you fucked, right? Like, how many? Just be honest with it. Why is that such a taboo for women, other than they want to avoid accountability?
I don't think it. For me personally, I also don't really. Money isn't a top value for me
such a liar.
in my compatibility with the man, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
ask those kind of.
Yeah, really.
I mean, if women don't really, because these days they fear getting called gold diggers, so they all claim, oh my God, for me, money has never been. For some reason, most women claim money has never been an issue. Yet we have millions of average men who can't get dates because women want $500 dinner dates, because women don't want to go on coffee dates. That doesn't add, like, the math ain't mathing. How can these women say they don't care about money, but yet they say they don't like coffee dates because it's the minimum, it's the bare, they call it the bare minimum. Every woman online, well, not every woman, but once they get quizzed about the money, they claim they don't want the money.
Like a
Let me
homeless
see
guy?
your wallet.
Like in his
Like,
car?
Because of hygiene issues, probably not. But I
No,
mean,
he has
you don't
great
have-
hygiene.
I'm
He
not
just
going
has
to be like
$0
Lauren over
and you're going to
here.
have to support him forever.
Wealth and status are not on
a lie.
my top 5 priority list.
That's fair.
Really? So just so I get this clear, a homeless guy has really good hygiene. You'd be willing to take care of him forever?
No, I didn't say that. I said
No,
wealth.
you didn't say that. So wealth,
Wealth, like
or the
extreme-
ability, the ability to take care of yourself, the ability to make money is on your priority list.
Yeah.
It's kind of foolish, in fact, to say that it's not, right? Of course it is.
I mean like you
It's
know
just not
$1
high.
million. I don't have a number. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter
So
what.
Not it.
you'll date a guy who works at McDonald's?
I think McDonald's is poison.
That means a no. Once they're like, because the question was straightforward. Would you date a guy who works at McDonald's? He could be the owner of that franchise. He could be the owner of that McDonald's branch. She didn't even say yes. He could be the manager. He could, I don't know. He could be earning $100,000 at McDonald's. We don't know. All she did was, like as if she didn't hear the question. Disingenuous.
So I probably wouldn't for health reasons.
You don't
Not because of the money, right?
but yeah, I would date like a ranch hand or somebody that was in
$6.77 an
school.
hour.
Yes, 100%.
Like, of what they're doing
Yeah,
with
so
it.
Wait.
$6.77
Wait, do you-
an hour
do you-
worker.
Do you want to get remarried?
I would like to get married. Yeah, but I'm really low
Or, well,
maintenance.
not remarried, but do you,
Yeah.
want to get married?
I would like to get married.
Wait, you're low maintenance?
Like my monthly income with 3 kids is like, or my monthly expenses are like $2,500.
Oh, she got 3
Okay.
kids.
It's really
With
not.
Three kids?
Yeah. Like we're really, my daughters work. Like, I don't know. It's
Wait,
just
do you
not
get,
that important to
you
me.
get child support?
I
from-
don't get child support. I never took him to court until recently for some other reason related to my son not liking his girlfriend, but he doesn't
Oh,
pay
okay.
child support.
I see.
And that was just last year. And it's been 8 years since we've been split up. It's really unfortunate that he doesn't. He's just not a great guy, and
Hmm.
it's sad.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just not a great guy, and you are just the perfect angel woman. Yeah, right. Anyway, man, shout out to Whatever Podcast. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Shout out to Coco Alvarez. Shout out to you, bro.